Whoa. Red day. Shout out to everybody here. But you know what? It's a beautiful day to be alive. We're all alive. That's the most important thing. And we have our lives here. And opportunity is abound. A lot of people that didn't get in at good prices. Sad thing is, a lot of altcoins aren't really dipping too hard. Let's put the limit into the water. Let's do what we always do. Had a hardcore workout today. Got my mind flowing. 94,007. We're dipping hard right now. Let's get into it. We don't even have time to drink this water. I am oh so thirsty. And we're going to pour that into the Crypto Lifer mug. Get yourself a Crypto Lifer mug today. Let the world know you're a Crypto Lifer. My gosh, I don't even have time. Bitcoin is taking an absolute dump to the downside here. Let's take a look at what's happening. It just dumped like $500 in the last 2 seconds. BTC. So here we go. Are you in my trading group? If you are, we put out this symmetrical triangle. I tell you what, these break down 90% of the time. I said it to my trading group. I said these mainly break to the downside. The target is 94,678. Look, we went exactly to the target. Pretty crazy if you ask me. How technical analysis works out. We lost the point of control. You fell. Look, the next area is 91,800. And we talked about this. I kind of walked my whole entire trading group through it. Let's talk about how I saw it. Did anybody make massive gains on a short this morning? Did anyone make massive gains on a short this morning? Yeah. Okay, shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Bitcoin is dead. It's going back to 25Ks. It's Sergeant Wiggles. Hey, that could be it. This is it. The end of the rally. Sell it all at 95,000. Shout out, put a 3 through 3 if you made a short trade in the trading group. Bang, bang, bang. Yeah, I was not long. I actually did not have a trade. I said I'm out of the longs. The longs were open last night. We were able to call the reversal last night, and then we could see how it just wasn't really going to happen anymore. Let me show you kind of what I was posting here in the trading group. Just because if you got rocked and you lost a lot of money today or last night, it would be good to kind of show you what's happening so you don't have to do that again, right? You kind of want to be able to protect that purse and not lose it so bad. You know, altcoins are holding pretty good too, even when this dip. Like Fred was around 11 when before Bitcoin dipped, and Fred's still at 11. So, you know, SCI was around 60 when Bitcoin dipped. It's still around 60. So, you know, the strong coins seem to be holding it. Pretty interesting, all right? Okay, so look, here's the Discord. So let's kind of show you something here real fast. So Bitcoin, you know, to 96.6 is the next target. So we could see a drop to 96.6, right? As we fell out of the pattern, that was the next level to go. Now you start using moving averages, right? And then you say, look for a move to the 45-minute moving average, which is going to be about 95.6, okay? Or no, 90, is it? Yeah, 95.6. And then, you know, and I'll hit the, you know, Bulls attempted a hold, but it was unlikely, all right? You hit the 45-minute, and then the next target is going to be the 1 hour 200 MA, okay? Now to the 1 hour 200 MA, right? Because once you lose the 45-minute 200 MA, I've backtested this 90% of the time, you fall to the 1 hour. All right. So then you could see that we were going to drop, and then the next level was 94,678 for Bitcoin. And that's kind of what happened. And you can see I kind of walked the entire trading group through it. And then even if you go back here, it said, here's the pattern that will predict today. The symmetrical triangles mainly break down. We'll take it one step at a time. But I mean, the probability was we were going to get a dump. And then I kind of walked you through the dump as it happened. And now here we are. Okay. So let's break it down. Let's have some fun. And I'm not trying to say, oh, I told you so and all that. But, you know, I'm just trying to show you that the technical analysis. How did I know this is where we're going to go? I took the measured move right here, and that tells you where you're likely going. It's crazy, right? You hit that exact level. I don't understand. I don't make the rules. This is just kind of how it works. Okay? This is how trading works. Now, if we lose the 200 MA here on the 1 hour, we're going to drop to the 200 MA on the 2 hour time frame, sitting somewhere at 91,000. And look, there's just going to be a pretty fast move there. There's not a lot to hold us right here for BTC. So we've been talking about these pullbacks. We've been mentioning where we're likely going. You can see a gap in the VRVP. This was not a surprise to anyone in the trading group, okay? What you want to look at here, what you really want to focus on for me is altcoins and getting ready for alt season and seeing what's hot and what's not. Phantom's still holding a nice gain here pretty nicely. Peanut the Squirrel really was 115 before the dump. It's 115. So people aren't selling off like they're hopefuls. You see what I mean? Sand had a huge move, still holding pretty nicely. Not too bad at all, right? After the 100% gain in a week. KIIA is something I've been looking at. Pyth still, you know what I mean? Aerodrome still holding its gains at 134. So there, you know, a lot of coins aren't just deciding, you know, 760 for render. Like it's not back to $5 and $6. Near still at 658. You know, all those big buys I made are right now so far, you know, protected from this Bitcoin dump. Maybe a bigger dump could pull, but right now the alts are holding absolutely nicely here because people aren't panic selling their alts. You know what happened is the people that bought alts, a lot of them here, they don't even know how to sell. You know, they bought them on Coinbase and they're not planning on selling. So, you know, and they're watching Bitcoin go up and down, but they're, you know, okay, you know, they might not even realize what's going on. They're at work right now doing their thing. You know, if retail buys a lot of coins, they're not ready to sell. Bots will sell. Certain people that want to get in and out that are swing trading, but besides that, no, you know. So there you have it, a bounce off 94,678 here for Bitcoin. Can we hold? Are we going lower? That's going to be the question. We kind of hit the target, like this all played out, and it played out right before the stream. That's why you want to be in the trading group. This all happened in the morning, right? We've been up since 7 in the morning in the trading group, going over what's going on. I did a video update, talked about it. Things didn't look good to me. I was in a long that got rejected. You know, we called that reversal right there too, which was crazy. But then we got a resistance here and flopped, you know. So my long came up. We were in the gain. I took my long out with, you know, I was in the gain when I took it off, but I was up huge at like 5 in the morning. I just didn't, you know, I wasn't able to take it. It's like I was up like $1,000 there, and I took the long out for like $100. So, but you know, it's okay. I'm not stressing. We had a huge week. I made boatloads of money. I swung trade. I actually sold things, took my money, okay, and we made really good money trading leverage. I'm super happy I didn't give it back. I'm not in a huge leverage trade, and I didn't get swamped backwards. And now we're ready to kind of clear our minds, get ready for the trading week. You know, false move Monday. You never know. This could be the false move bear trap back to the upside. We're gonna break it down like we always do. Let's look at the smaller time frame right now to give you kind of some idea here. So it's trying to bounce immediately. Okay. And remember, the whole world wants Bitcoin. These are good prices for BTC. You have to keep that in the back of your mind. Bitcoin's made a huge statement to the rest of the world. It's not in the same place it was just 2-3 weeks ago. At the same time, you lose a 200 MA, you lose a 200 MA. That's why I love trading the moving averages. Look, everyone says the 1 minute is noise. How did the dump start? This dump all started right here when you lost the 200 MA on the 1 minute time frame right there. You open the short, stop loss here, and look, you never look back. That thing just continues to dump. It's insane how amazing the 200 MA is on the 1 minute. And then you use the other time frames to kind of show you how they work. Now you're looking for a bullish divergence, which you do have here. And then we look for liquidations here on Bookmap. The same thing, you know, we do this every single day, the same thing over and over again. Welcome to the market. If you're with me, you're learning how the market works. Just wanted to see if I could see that liquidation. I might be just too far away from myself at this point. But if we were able to shrink it back down, there was probably a nice liquidation back there. Let's get back to where we are now, though. You know, so 95,260, just like that. You slap your fingers. You know, you snap your fingers, and Bitcoin is dumpalooskiing. All right. Funny, I don't know why they didn't show up on Discord, but it is what it is, right? So we were able to see where Bitcoin was going to go based on moving averages. Look at render, still hot. Render come down to 770, but as long as it keeps this trend line, to me, render's still a beautiful buy here. So, you know, people aren't panic selling their altcoins like they used to be. They're holding strong. That means, you know, dominance. Let go a little bit. We're going to take a look at Bitcoin dominance. We're going to have some fun with all this. Okay, so look, if you look at it closely, this is that, you know, shoulder, head, right shoulder that could break back to the upside. There's your cup and handle. Eventually, you're going to make a cup and handle. Eventually, the daily candle is going to make a low. Okay? Eventually, at one point. In about 20 minutes, I'm gonna you know, do kind of a cool little exercise for you and show you something that will blow your mind. All right. SEI is, you know, Say is strong. Yeah. I mean, it has memes too now, so people are buying Say to get into memes. There's a lot going on behind the scenes here. And is it weird that the coins Sammy picked are the strong ones? Very interesting, right? Near, say, and render, all holding like Mas Forte, you gotta hand it to me. So far, you never know, right? But so far. So as we approach Thanksgiving this weekend, hopefully we got, most of the dump out of the way. So here, could we get a bit of a move here? And this is where the live trading really kind of comes into play. And this is where this is where we have some fun. All right. We've got our gains because we didn't lose them. And we can kind of take a look here at price action and see if there's something worth trading here. I mean, right off the bat, I see that inverted head and shoulder. You're very far away from the 200 MA. Undervalue is where you like to be. Bearishness, I'm just making a bearish scenario is you're making this type of pennant here and that you're going to eventually continue to dump. Always be ready for what you don't want to happen. All right. Like, I'm going to trade this awesome cup and handle, but like, what if it's not an awesome cup and handle? What if it dumps in your face? Like, I always have to see, and I talk about this a lot, but I talk about trading as if you're going into, let's just say you're going into a simulated paintball war game. All right. Simulated paintball. And you don't know how you're going to get, you're like, oh yeah, I'm going to get taken out. A guy's going to come from the back and hit me, or a guy's going to come from the front. So you tell yourself exactly how you're going to get hit. Is that how the best way to survive the paintball game? Anybody here? Is that the best way to survive the paintball game? No. What's the best way to survive the paintball game? Right? What's the best way to survive the paintball game? Anybody out there? I just want to see who's listening. Waiting for a reaction here in the chat. You guys are 10 seconds behind, so I do got to wait. I like it. Rush, I like him. Maximum show of force. Pause. Take profits. Manifest never. I like that. Get naked and run through. You're crazy, man. This guy. Wipe out the. You guys are funny. The point is, be on the fence. I see what you're saying, but the point is to believe that there's all different ways that you could get taken out. That's the whole point. Believe that there's many different ways that you could get taken out of the game. All right. So far, look, that beautiful move out of the cup and handy to the upside here for Bitcoin, and it's a bit of a shoulder, head and a right shoulder now. As weird as it is, there's your shoulder, head, right shoulder. Measured move is the neckline to the head, and just regular TA suggests you could pump. And now they're going to wreck the shorts right back to the upside, and probably some of the alts might even pump here. And this is where the people that panic sell their alts start freaking out. This is a tough time. This is where people that don't have control over their emotions get rocked. You've got to really hone in at this point. And that's why I always talk about conviction. I talk about believing in what you're getting into. I'm not a financial advisor. Another guy saying you should be taking this financial advice. But you got to believe in yourself. Life advice, really, in anything in life, you got to believe in yourself. I don't care what it is. And when I'm getting into, a coin or a trade or something, I got to believe that that's the one for me. And, maybe not all of them go well, but if 90% of them go well, I'm going to be in good shape. Okay. So look, this looks like you're going to break out here a little bit. We have defined a beautiful bullish div. I mean, that's a very strong uptrend on the RSI with an immediate downtrend. Very strong bullish divergence. However, you will have to break back above this POC 96K. You can't break 96K, expect more downside. So, but many times when you get dragged this far away from the 200 MA, you're going to get pulled right back up into this key area of control here. It's very likely this is going to break out. You have a high probability rate. It is False Move Monday. It tells me to be careful. Many times Monday has told me what's going to happen, and it hasn't played out so lovely. Mondays are creepy. They put me on my toes. They have me concerned. I don't use the word, I don't worry. There's no such thing as worry because it's a part of fear. And I don't believe in fear because I believe in God, and fear is for the non-believers. And I truly believe that God is the most powerful being on earth that's behind me and, giving me one of the greatest lives on earth. Look at the 777s there. That's so interesting. And, so once you believe that God's behind you, then how could you have a bad life? And that means good people are coming into your life. And no matter what happens to you, maybe you can't understand it. It might even seem tragic to a human, but there's going to be a good reason behind it. and your life is going to have such a beautiful purpose. So you got to believe that. And I believe that. And if you believe that, that's actually true, right? So like your beliefs create what's true. I mean, it's so insane. Geez, God bless you, man. Okay, fear. No, yeah, exactly. You got to take the hit and keep on moving. Amen. Amen. So there would be the entry there. It's already kind of starting to make a move. It's got to be a 3-to-1 risk-reward ratio for this to occur, right? Can we get the move all the way up here to 97,200? That's the key area that we're looking for, that you're going to probably get some resistance. If we crack the 200 MA, then I would long. You see? Even if it's a Monday, I just like that. I like that signal so well. We may have found our daily bottom here, but on a Monday, you never know. But there's a chance this was our daily bottom. You never know, though. But that's exactly what the daily bottom would look like. It would have a nasty divergence on the 1 minute, a bit of a cup and handle, right? You pull your Fibonacci. We talked about this yesterday, and we actually found one of these yesterday on the live stream, if you remember correctly. Same scenario. Came down here, you know. If you hit there, yeah, it's the 618 wick, and then you're bouncing. The measured move here is just the length of the pole. And you're about to hit that too, right there, off the flag. I almost traded that flag, but the Monday had me kind of, you know, concerned. I'm not, you know. See, I switched the worry for concern. You can be concerned. You can look at something and say, hey, I might have to do something different to approach it. And there may be something I have to figure out here. There may be some concern. So whenever I go to say the word worry, I go, I'm concerned, right? And so you find other ways to say things. So I got rid of the word worry. I don't say it. I got rid of the word fear. Afraid, scared, all that stuff. Those words don't exist, so my kids don't hear me say them, so they hopefully won't say them. The Hoover family. He says, been with you since 1,200 subs. You've helped me make over 100 grand. Thank you for all you do. Long-term price prediction on Sui. On Sui, yeah. Yeah, we have too much liquidity. Topside, too many shorts, yeah. Got worried, sold everything because everything now bouncing. Man, there you go. Yeah, you can't. The daily bottom has me concerned. It's a sick game. Oh, it is a sick game. So sick, in fact. That's an inverted head and shoulder. They break to the upside. If you just play like a bot like me and you lose your emotions, you'll be able to just see the charts the way they're supposed to be seen. And you'll be able to trade them the way they're supposed to be traded. Once everyone sells their Bitcoin, they're moving to Solana. Yeah, if we go to 100K, imagine if it can keep going. All right. It's a blessed game. Sick with gainitis. Did anybody take the long here back to the upside here on the live stream? Put a 333 if you're in gains on this long. Bang, bang, bang. Render looking interesting to me. TIA, people throwing my baby. TIA, let's take a look at our TIA back to 799 on the 1 hour time frame, getting into a beautiful flag here. TIA. That's interesting, right? Does it continue to rip? Funny, it almost made a shoulder, head, right shoulder. Really faked out the crowd there. And I got a big old bag of this thing sitting pretty. Staking up on Kepler, right? I mean, that looks, the 333 looks interesting. The 4 hour time frame looks, right, it's a little spent, but it's getting overbought with still sideways price action. So you just got to respect the fact that it's in a bit of a flag here, like so. And this thing may just decide to get real mean and take a massive move to the upside. TIA is hot. And, you know, we talked about the on-chain data showing how there's just way less TIA on exchanges than ever. So when you buy in a TIA, it really moves the price because everyone is staking it. Because of the rewards and because of the ecosystem, and they really like Atom. So once people came back and decided, oh, okay, Bitcoin's going to hold position or going to be okay, altcoins are back, people decided, oh, I can start staking in Atom again. I can start getting into all these different ideas, right? May I have the likes up to the watchers? I would greatly appreciate that. I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. So TAA, you know, this thing is the one to look at. I would watch this for a big move here to the upside. Back to $12.88 is possible. 8-hour time frame, a little overbought on the RSI, but still hasn't made a massive divergence yet, and a little overbought on the stochastics. The daily, a little far away from that 21-day moving average, has me also concerned. You see, like whenever you're that far away from the 21, usually, but maybe we could kind of move up higher as we pull the 21. But just in my experience, there's usually a pullback there, you know, despite of how good this looks. It just, so I like the smaller time frames, but I gotta tell you that, you know, like if the 4-hour can make that same flag when the daily's here, and that you're, you know, that's a 9-to-1. Then when you can get in when the daily crosses, here. Each time the daily gets further away from the 21, and you keep trading flags in the smaller time frames, you're adding a little bit of risk on top of the trade. All right, you see what I'm saying? So I would just be, you know, I would be mindful of that. But it looks nice. It did get a beautiful bounce off the 739 low in the last hour back to the upside. Remember though, it did make a high. It made a lower high. It can look better than you think. We had some bearish divvy up here. Just keep that in mind. The bigger time frames are still not in our favor. So it's Russian roulette right now. I have to be honest. It is a bit of Russian roulette. Yeah, you could go either way. They know that too, and they got us sitting in a holding pattern. Let's take a look at what Bitcoin just did here to the upside. So from the call, it absolutely ripped. Absolutely ripped. Okay. Pretty interesting, right? And you can see here, I would have gotten in right there though, a little late at 95.8, but I still would have been up, but it would have been coming right back down to where I'm at now. But still beautiful. Like we had the inverted head and shoulder. We showed you the target there was about 96,460, and we got to what, 96,400. I mean, that's pretty awesome. And we saw this reversal based off the bullish divergence. We see this every day. It's kind of what I do for a living, is find the reversal on the 1 minute and then see if it carries over throughout the day. And then I can kind of tell you what's likely, how the day's likely going to play out, right? So here we make a flag. We come back to the 21-day moving average. If we can flag out and hold position, and look, resistance there becomes support, which is what's called an SR flip. But we can go the distance here. All right. I look at the 30-second to break the 200 MA. That's kind of my new little preemptive. And the 5-minute did break. Look, had you traded the break of the 5-minute 200 MA, it was right there. Gains. It's kind of crazy, right? Right there. But even right there, the solid move are right there. Pretty interesting how it does that. I'm going to start trading the 5-second. All right. And there's 86,400 seconds in the day. Everybody has the same 86,400 seconds in the day. What are you going to do with them? That's the question, right? A wealthy person prioritizes that time in a very good way. And again, you don't have to be where you need to be. Like I worked at night shift for a long time, but when I made the money, I was saving it, doing the right thing with it, and finding a way to use it in the proper way. You see what I'm saying? Like, you know, you don't have to be where you want to be, but you got to be striving to get there every step of the way. That's the key. So look, this is a bigger cup and handle now, which, you know, I've seen this play out now. After the small one played out, we now have the bigger one. All right. So this could be the bigger reversal here. I could maybe get back in here again. I'm pretty stubborn. I should keep things on, but I'm always like, I got to clear my head and clear my mind and make the trade back the same way I saw it the first time. All right. Then we take a look here at this curve. And boom. I mean, just a beautiful curve here to the upside. Again, I don't have a lot of faith. The bigger time frames don't look amazing. We got to do our macro analysis again. I did it earlier this morning, but I don't mind doing it again. My signal is getting in when we cross the 200 MA on the 1 minute. Until then, this all could be just lackluster. right? Which, looking for the move, would take you to 97,000. I guess a treacherous stop somewhere at about, I guess, can you go all the way down there? No. A 3-to-1 would have to be a stop, like somewhere right, I guess below that. That's not bad, right? Where those two candles close. That's interesting. And that is another cup and handle with an oversold stochastic. Fibonacci has you coming into the golden pocket. Would it be a coincidence if we bounced there? Of course not. It would make a lot of sense. Okay. TA plays out on all time frames. That's kind of what hurts at first. See, you learn this on the 1 hour and you're like, okay, I get it. And you trade the 1 hour a bunch of times in your life and you feel comfortable with it. But then one day, like, things don't work out, and then someone tells you, oh, you should look at the 15, and then you see that the 15 was dumping, and then you're like, wait, I didn't. But the one, and then you start learning the different time frames. Then you get confused for a while, and you get annoyed because it's like you added new information, and you don't know how to deal with it. You know, for me, that's kind of what happened. And then I got comfortable with the 1 minute and the 15, but then I added, like, you know, how to, you know, the 4 hour and how I really had to pay attention to the bigger time frame. And then it was kind of annoying again because then I was like I didn't always look at the 4 hour when I should have. You know, and I would get pounded in a trade when I should have just looked at the 4 hours. I was like, oh man. And so there was all this back and forth between time frames until somehow, I can't explain it, one day it just, your mind, like the fog clears and you get these we call them the clicking moment, the aha moment. This like, oh my gosh, like I never saw it like that before. You know, I didn't think I was going to see it like that. And something clicks. And you see the market just a little differently that day. I think it happens in your sleep. When you feed it enough, your subconscious mind eventually collects the data and gives it to you the way you need it. And compartmentalizes it in a special way where you got it. I think working out helps this because it creates endorphins, which helps organize your mind. Getting good night's sleep or sleeping at least the same amount of time. Like sleeping at the same time every day is important, I believe. I don't get I'll be honest, I don't get the whole quote unquote 8 hours of sleep a night like most people, but I've been doing it for 10, 20 years. Like, you know, I sleep about 5 to 6 hours and I'm well rested. Whenever I get more sleep than that, I feel pretty foggy and out of it. Anyway, so here's a cup and handle for Bitcoin. There's a low, there's a high, there's a higher low. Can we hang on here? Or we just make it another bearish flag that's going to dump, you know, to the downside? Looks somewhat bullish to me with the higher low. I'm considering taking the trade. I'm looking at the risk. Mondays there's so much liquidity all around the board and people that do things emotionally. So the market can go there and up there and up there and, you know, once they clear out everyone on Monday, we kind of get back to basics. And that's why we wait till Monday night. For me personally, you know, Monday night is one of my favorite times to open up a trade. But I like the low stochastic. I like the higher low. There's some things I do like about the trade that are interesting. It doesn't have to be, you know, 185 for 699. We don't have to risk a lot. But if it dumps in 2 seconds, you're out. I mean, it's very risky. We'll know pretty fast. Just $1,000 move for Bitcoin. Scared money don't make money. Let's see what happens here on the trade. And there I am breaking my rules. But, you know, I broke my rules, but you see what I did there? I made the risk very small. If I am going to push the limits and do things I'm really not into, I'm just not going to bet the house on it. You see what I'm saying? So here's a live trade here for, they call me Sammy Cup and Handy because I like to trade the cup and handle when we're on the 21-day moving average and the stochastics are low. We'll see what happens. We may get a nice little pump here up to the 200 MA. I'm breaking all my rules. I'm buying before we're at the 200. We got very extended away from the 200 MA. Good chance we could get a move here to the upside. Already up. Look at that. Already up $57. How's that possible? I barely thought I put anything in the trade. I mean, that's how you make $50 in 2 seconds. I told you I'm the king of 3%. And we're already at 4.7%. Imagine making 4% a day like that. I mean, I had to up the ante, but nice pump right after I got in. It doesn't always happen that nicely. Stochastics are telling us there's a move coming here, though, for BTC. And bang, we got a short squeeze coming here to the upside. Let's take a look at BOOKMAP for a split second. Can't take your eyes away. Can't take my eyes off of you. Because the candle will dump right on you. The second you look away, you'll have no money to play. It's true though, right? You ever been in a trade all day? Like all day, it's been working, you've been grinding it, working the risk, hanging out, adding, and then you do this and you're you hear something out the window. You look back, trade's dumping. You're down. You're like, what the? I've been up all day. Leverage trading will get you. Don't do it if you don't know what you're doing. If you're not ready to manage risk properly, you don't know how to manage risk properly, be very careful. All right. I'm trading a known model pattern here that I've traded many times in my life at this exact time too, between 10 and 11 on a weekday. We tend to get this type of squeeze to the upside. Don't ask me why. It's just kind of a retail move. They also dumped it very hard this morning. Wouldn't be surprised if they, we get a liquidation here back to the upside. Not a lot of liquidity there. Nothing there. There's a liquidation right there though for Bitcoin. And look how the charts can show you what's going to happen mathematically. I don't know how the data works this way. I really don't. And say you were trading with 10, 20, 30 racks and you were up 10 racks right now. You move that stop loss to break even immediately, you see? And you could keep scalping with big money. Now, if I do this 10 times a day, I make $1,200 a day. I could take my money now and then wait for it to get back up to the 200 MA. Still looks pretty good, but what if it's a shoulder, head, shoulder? What if we start to dump? You see? So what you do now is you can kind of open it up. And for me, I like to do this 10 times a day. And right now, I'm already locking in some profit. All right? We already just locked in some profit here. And you can see how we're starting to move to the upside. And now we're locking in some more profit. Every time I raise this stop loss, I'm just keeping myself at bay here. Remember, I've only been in the trade for 2 minutes, 3 minutes. I didn't have to risk a lot of my time to make $150. All right? I do this all the time. Now we're getting too far for the 21. It's likely this is not going to, we're going to get one more big pump, and then we're going to come back down to this 21-day moving average. I've backtested this many times. Now I could miss this huge pump, which we'll probably get, and a reversal. That's okay. And look, they hit me there. Why? Great. Exactly what I wanted to happen. I executed the trade beautifully. I made about $150 after fees. It was probably 165, a little more, but then the fees. And we closed the deal. That was on MEXC. Fees are the least on MEXC too, if you hold. Look, that could be a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder. I'm open-minded at all times. I'm looking at my 6. I'm looking at my, you know what I mean? Yeah, maybe it continues to pump. But we execute. We move on. And I only had to use, $1,000 position at 25x leverage to achieve the move. All right. Okay, don't be lazy and hit the like for the man. Yeah. So there you go. And again, look at the sell right there as it comes back down. And can't trust Mondays, man. In and out on a Monday, you got to keep it clean. Look, I executed there. I got out there on the 1 minute chart. That alone, what I just did there is almost impossible for a lot of people to do. Maintaining the emotion, seeing what was happening, staying disciplined. And again, I'm not trying to be a big shot. It wasn't hundreds of thousands of dollars. But the key is that's not easy to do. There's people that can't do that can make hundreds. That's execution. Okay. If you want to learn how to trade, you can go on and jump on into Weeks. All right. Weeks is awesome. The link is right here. Jump on into Weeks. All right. I'm trading on MEXC and Weeks, both my favorite exchanges in the game. I'm going to show you on Weeks too. I like Weeks a lot. It's smooth. Weeks is a very smooth trading experience. Extremely smooth. So you take a look at what's happening now for Bitcoin, right? And you're like, are we getting that flag that we love so much? Or is it that head and shoulder pattern? And so you make this trend line, and now if you get the bounce here and start to coil, that could be our next move to the upside here for the day. And we could really start this reversal to the upside. Always build the trade before the trade. Always see the trade before the trade is done. I know that's not easier said than done, right? But that comes with years of practice. Look at the discipline I have when entering a trade. I must see where the target is. I must see where the stop loss is going to be. I must set my parameters and take a look here. That's getting a nice little bounce. This is an interesting way here. This is weeks, right? The take profit would take me to 97770. Pretty interesting how we're all about the sevens, and I didn't even do that on purpose. I don't know how that did that like that. Stop loss would be 95497. All right. Smaller, portfolio, you don't go as big. This could risk $100 for 491. It ain't bad, right? Or 120 for 314. Now this could dump on us. It's Monday. Be very careful. All right. That's why I'm only risking $120. We get the pump up to 97,000. Boom. We squeeze those shorts to the upside. BOOKMAP not giving us any data really on either side. A bit of red at 96,000. Besides that, nothing else. That little move is good because it shows that this will, hopefully won't dump as a head and shoulder pattern. I'll take a shot here with the low stochastics on the 1 minute time frame. What I did is I limited it in with a limit order, and it gave me the limit order. But then I moved the limit order above price, which will put me in exactly in where I need to be. Look, we're pumping as we got in here. Look, already up $17 in literally a second on that trade. 2% here on weeks. And again, who knows what will happen? Right? It could go to 0 in 2 seconds. I could easily lose my money. But that's why I have a stop loss. I will not get liquidated. But look, that's also, a cup with a handle. You see the Sammy. This is why they call me Sammy Cup and Handy, because it's absurd how much cup and handles we see and how much we use them to our advantage. Now, this breaks above the 200 MA. This trade could pay pretty nicely. All right. It's all about, and now we have a resistance. We know we have to break above resistance here at 96,382, 96,4. We don't do that, we're going to be in some trouble. But we project only beautiful greatness here. We're going to win this trade. It's going to happen all the way to the upside, baby. All the way to the upside. And this is day trading at its finest. You got to love it. Day trading every single day here on the channel. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Even when I say I'm not going to trade, I trade, right? But I risk what I just won too. So if I lose this trade, I break even on a Monday. And we have a little bit of fun. And I show you how to trade on weeks. And so I think that's also the objective here. It doesn't have to be this scary process, And look, if you want to move your stop loss, you just grab it. And boom, that little window pops up. It's nice and easy. If you thought they could go more, or you're like, man, I think I should bring my take profit down, we're going to hit closer, right? This trade is going well here. It's already up $50, which is pretty nice considering we only used $800 in the trade. Not that bad. All right. Not that bad at all. And the leverage was 23x leverage. Okay. Again, if you don't know how to trade leverage, please use a demo account. They do have demo trading here, future demo. And you got to at least how to press the buttons. One time I opened up a short instead of a long, stuff like that. You'll do some silly things when you first start. You just got to at least learn how to drive the car. You see what I'm saying? You got to learn how to drive the car. Once you learn how to drive, anything is possible. But you got to learn how to drive that car first. And it's better to drive the car in a simulation, right, than it is in a real car on the street. And that's all the demo trading is. It gets you acclimated to touching the buttons. It gets you acclimated to the system, to the exchange, to what's happening. Like say, oh, I can't see much. I want to see it bigger. Well, you can make it nice and big here and really get at your trade, really see what's happening, open it up, so to speak, and really have a nice picture of what's going on. Look, overbought on the stochastic. I could throw this here, put the stop loss above so I can't lose. Comes down, I might just take $30, right? Look, it's going to hit me right. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe I got lucky right at that candle. I want to get taken out here, personally, right? And look, we're struggling. And I'm going to get back in if we break back above their area. And now if I don't get stopped out, this will be insane. Look at this, battling. They're going to get me, right? They're going to get me. Oh my gosh, look at that. What if this candle turns green and whips and flies? That would be insane. I'll give it a little grace. I'll go right below that wick just in case. You know, the old me used to, like, you know, always wing it. When I first started, of course, I was the guy wung it, never used the stop loss, right? Just, I'll get liquidated, or, you know, $100 liquidation or not, you know what I mean? That old game. And now the new me is just like, I'll put stop loss or wherever, and sometimes I'm amazed when they don't get hit. I think we're definitely going to get hit here, but you never know. There it is. We're bing. Come on. Come on. That's amazing. There we go. Okay, we're away from the 21, you see? The breakout didn't look amazing, in my humble opinion. I guess it's going to try to turn it into one of these, like, bigger ascending triangles. However, look, beautiful pump if I had gotten a little earlier on that cup and handle, right? But so be it. We won another trade. It wasn't a lot. I'm not even trying to brag. I'm just showing you this is protection too, right? For me, I protect what I have. It's not about making money. It's protecting what I still have. And if somehow through that way, I gain. It shows appreciation. It's like an active way of having gratitude for what you do possess. And when you have gratitude, you can possess more. It's pretty amazing when you think about it. Yeah. God bless to all the beautiful people here on the live. Shout out to all the awesome people here. Everyone, we're doing an amazing Black Friday sale. If you want to jump into Black Friday, I got to tell you about it. It starts in 3 days. However, if you go below and hit the link and fill out a form, we're going to give you a coupon code 24 hours before that's going to give you an additional discount on top of the Black Friday sale. Again, go to the link, fill it out. That gives us the ability to send you an email with a coupon code with an additional discount 24 hours before Black Friday. Go down there right now and do it. I'll give you a moment before I get into the next chart so you won't miss anything. Jump on in there, fill out that form so you can get that discount for Black Friday. You've been a loyal lifer for a long time. You deserve that discount. Grab that discount for yourself. You know you want to stay in the group or you want to join. Get it the least expensive right now before you have to limp on in later on when you see all the gains we're making and you're like, man, how did they do that? Okay. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping in. I see some massive super chats coming in here, and I do not want to act like they didn't come in. Let's take a look at these puppies. A $99 super chat from 3 Much Crypto. Would like to pay one positive member that's eager to learn the lifer way. Not sure who picks, but happy Thanksgiving. God bless you. Thank you for doing that. All right, and we'll throw someone in there for the month here. Need advice after watching you 3 years in 50K Bitcoin profit. Joining the trading group on Friday. Want to put Bitcoin profit in coin, hoping to explode. And advice before Friday, wanting for discount. Thank you. I do not give advice. I will never tell you what to buy or sell or what coin to put in. Yeah, you can't ask for advice. That's it. You know, I don't give you advice. All right. I can teach you all the different charts to look at. You can put the education, and then you can see if it makes sense to you, and you could take advantage of a move or not. Right. But that's, you know, what you got to do. Okay. Who wants to be in the trading group? Pick a number between 1 and 500. I'm not even going to pick the number. It's just going to put you out there and just keep putting in numbers. The more I see your name, you might get picked too. So, you know, you can put 500, 600, whatever you want. But just start writing numbers down. And I'm going to pick someone here as this starts getting crazy. I'm going to let it run. I want the chat rate to run up. So I want you guys to run the chat rate up. That's the give and take here. That's the value. I provide value. I want to get a little value back. We'll get that ripping up, right? Shout out to all the beautiful people here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. We love you and we thank you so much. Shout out to Daniel Dash. Appreciate you, buddy. All right, here we go. And we're going to stop on somebody in a second here. It's going to keep coming in. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Isaiah Harvin with the 888s. Isaiah Harvin with the 888s. You're in, man. It was you for whatever reason. It's amazing how this works, right? Email cryptolifers@gmail.com. Get your Discord going. Sign up to the free server below. Get that work done really quick. Make it seamless, and we'll put you in for the month. All right. God bless you, man. Thank you so much. That was very nice of you. We have another $49 super chat. We don't give advice, though, but we will show you what you're doing, and you'll learn a lot. And with the education, you should be able to make a beautiful decision for yourself. Okay. Bless on everybody here. Thank you for jumping on in, and thank you so much for those super chats. They were huge. Very, very nice. Very, very nice. TIA back at 808, baby. showing signs like it wants to just moon. It does not care. The 1 hour says, you know what? I'm going to rip. And when I rip, I'm going to leave you all in the dust. And, you know, look at that. That's a bullish engulfing candle. That closes in 2 minutes. I tell you, man, it's weird. It's like the bigger time frames tell you no. The smaller time frames tell you yes. And it's like it makes you want to chase. And it's not easy at all. Bitcoin, too. I like how these altcoins just don't really care what Bitcoin's doing. So, look, that flag did break out beautifully. Enter at 95.7, and it continued to go up all the way to 96,500 for BTC. But look, red flag again here, right? And funny, I'm wearing red for the red day. You can tell, right? And this is why, like, I won't get into a major long until we can break back above the 200 MA here. Once we break back above the 200 MA, I'd be game for a long. I really would be. Shout out to my crypto lifers and the crypto lifer mugs that you have on your desk right now. I know you guys do. Bless them. And if you want to jump on in, you can buy one below. Show the world you're a lifer. Let them know you drink your lemon water every morning out of a crypto lifer mug. No games, baby. No games. So again, I'm not making a trade unless I see my signal, which one we would cross the 200 MA. We already banked, like, I don't know, 160, 170 maybe, nothing huge. Well, you know, we were only in the trades for what, 1 or 2 minutes. So we've only been in the market 3 minutes, maybe most 4 minutes tops if you really want to get crazy with it. We've already made $170. We'll see what happens. You know, I do that 5, 6 times, maybe 10 times a day. I'll make almost $2,000 a day. The goal is to make $500 to $1,000 every day. No matter the trading day, just to manipulate the market. But some days I'm just like, you know what? It's not worth it. I tend to do very well Monday nights. I like to open my trades Monday nights around 6 to 7, 8 p.m. Around that time, Monday does very well for me. Tuesday nights, Wednesday nights too as well. I like those time frames, and I like trading Tuesdays and Wednesdays during the day. Those times are really where I optimize my portfolio. And again, when there's just a run on the weekend or something pumps like we've seen, but that's where we optimize and tend to make the most money. It's about timing. When you trade is a big deal with how much you can make, because you need the volume. I mean, every once in a while you can get lucky on a lower volume and be the right guy and hit it when most people are getting hurt. But for the most part, I want to see that surge in liquidity, that surge in volume. I want to take advantage of that move. That's the key, really, to trading. Once you've been trading for years, you'll be like, well, it's like a fisherman. First, he learns how to trade. First, he learns how to, actually fish. He goes out and he fishes. Excited, right? And eventually, as you get older, you might be like, there's a place where there's more. I spend more time there because there's more fish there. Or I fish at, maybe there's a time during the day that it's better. Or a type of weather pattern that you would go out in where you get more fish than the other one. So you'd stay home when before you go out on all of them. But now you actually are a little more, careful in thought about what you do. That happens as traders. All right. Bitcoin kind of slumping here, right? Let's do our top down analysis for BTC and show you what I see happening for Bitcoin. Alt still holding coin. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. That's almost a double bottom there, you see? I'm still weary with the daily being high, but I mean, this thing just shows that people want to stake it and they want in on it. I mean, it's kind of crazy. It's been a crazy ride for TIA. I hold the bag of it. I don't even look at it. It's being staked, so I don't really stress it, but dang. I still think it coming back down to the bottom of the pattern here. Double top. Shout out to anyone that's got a super chat. We're going to read your super chats, go at them, and break it down for you. Almost 11:15. That's when I call it altcoin hour, from 11:15 to 12:15. It's been to 12 o'clock, but lately we had to go over just to accommodate all the super chats. Today, you guys have been a little more quiet. I appreciate that. With Bitcoin being down, everyone's a little like, But look, I'm all about the 200 MA. And so far, we made a beautiful bounce off the 200 MA there on the 1 minute time, on the 1 hour. That's beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. And don't forget how bullish Bitcoin could be. So let's do our wacky analysis. Let's see something maybe no one else sees. Let's have some fun with it. Let's do my SAM price top down on the weekly and see if we see something that, maybe we shouldn't see. That the market maker is hiding from us that could reveal an amazing move. Right off the bat, let's talk about it. Indicators are getting a little overbought. MACD is getting to a high point on the weekly. You're getting a swing down where you're getting a swing up. You have bearish divergence on the weekly time frame. You're very overbought in the stochastics RSI. It does suggest that there could be a nasty move here to the downside for Bitcoin, and it could take you pretty far. And if you take the whole impulse, traditionally it says, hey, you might come all the way back down to 68,000. Bitcoin has not revisited these previous resistance areas from each impulse, suggesting that it won't come back that low. So if you pull up here, it says, okay, but maybe you do come back down to 78,000. Just want to see wherever that Fibonacci is, and then right there where these two candles close. So 80K is an area that I'm looking at if we get a bigger pullback. You just got to have it on the back of your mind. The weekly doesn't look amazing. It's starting to get into what looks like an extended area. It's only Monday. We're already red. Let's see. This candle could close green and just continue to pump. 3 green candles in a row is 3 white soldiers. Usually there's a pump after that. That is a very bullish symbol. But you never know. Bitcoin getting a nice pump here to the upside on the smaller time frame. 96,000. All right, so it kind of, it's a jiggling and a wiggling over here. And yeah, you want to see, hey, can you hold this now? Or are you just going to break down? The smaller time frames start to reveal information as they, and it's like they can't hide it. So like if we pump today, because I don't know, we are going to crack this 200 MA first on the 1 minute. Then you're going to see us continue to roll, and we're going to head to the 200 MA here on the 5. If we're super bullish, you can only imagine we've got to make some type of inverted head and shoulder there. Then we would crack the 200 somewhere here on the 5. We did this something like this yesterday, and then you would roll. You would continue to move to the 5. You can do the 7, the 10, and then you'd have to go to the 15. And if you crack the 15, then things could really change. Looks like the 5 and the 15 would get pretty close to. And again, you'd have to not, and then you'd have to tell yourself, well, as long as we stay above the 200 MA on the 1 minute, on the 1 hour, we're not dumping any more than we dumped today. Like, that's it. We could, and what's, and I'll show you more, but just so you got to remain open-minded and ready for anything. It's so hard to do when the market's very erratic. It's almost impossible, but this is the true skill. All right. Like right now, I know we could dump, look, that's shoulder, bit of a double top M, and that's a right shoulder. That doesn't look amazing, right? Now, if the 1 hour closes below the 200 MA, then you have to continue. I would open up a short then and short down to the 2 hour and maybe even to the 4 hour 200 MA. It would tell me that we're coming back somewhere down to 80. Of course, we're going to have to, I would look to take profits here at 91,000 first. But I'm going to show you all that right now. I just didn't want to leave you in the dark as it started to dump right there. Okay, so the weekly could close bearish. That's not going to be a good sign. The 3-day now is threatening to close bearish. Also, every time we've done that, pull back, pull back, pull back, pull back, pull back, pull back, pull back. You have to assume we would get a pullback. You slap out the 21, and you got to come back down to the 21-day moving average. The more we hang out together and talk, and the more we look at this, the more 80K starts to resemble a possible pretty good area. Right? 80,000. And maybe we front run it at 0.5, 83, and I would love it if we only go to 91. But let's just be realistic. If the dump starts, the liquidity moves. Another thing they were showing us is 67% were an unrealized profit, meaning a lot of people were going to take some profits off of Bitcoin at this point. All right. I personally 100x almost my Bitcoin, right? I got in at $1,000, so I'm up 95x. I mean, it took 7 years to 95x. That's basically a 9x a year, a little more than 9x a year in 10 years. More than that, actually. It's kind of crazy if you think about it. It beat any investment that you could have made, really. Like, it did really, really well. So the daily also looking like a move to the downside, right? And you can see now you're getting your second red. And when your first red candle came, I found it just simple. The second that daily candle closes like that, you can open up a short, stop on the other side. 9 out of 10 times, you're going to win that short. So if this closes red, another idea is to open up a short at the top of that candle to the downside as well. So as you can see, I'm pretty bearish because there's bearish divvy on the daily. And the smaller time frames are breaking down and losing key support and 200 MAs. It's that simple to me. They gain them back, fine. There's a chance we win them back, but it looks more likely we go to the downside here. And it could be a bigger move down. And a lot of times the bigger move down takes some time. I can't explain why or how, but it just does. You know, they play with you and then you get the move. And you know what was going to happen, but you kind of sat there, you know. This 6 hour will close bearish engulfing in 1 hour and 51 minutes. That looks absolutely horrible. The 4 hour 2 doesn't look good at all to me. Rolling over on the stochastics. The RSI can come all the way back down, and that'd be great. Reset the RSI on the 4 hour time frame. That's bullish to me. I like that. So that ain't bad. And then tight moving averages suggest that we can start to get, the 200 pulling up. Do we dump all the way to the 200? I don't know if we get that lucky. Price action would be for the people that waited too long for Bitcoin. They would get really lucky. Bitcoin usually doesn't let people get that lucky. Key areas to watch. Bitcoin coming back down to this key resistance and support zone that it hit 1, 2, 3 and bounced off of there. You're going to be watching 93,400 area. You lose that, there's a point of control at 91,000. You lose that, pretty swift move down somewhere between 89 and and I know I'm putting a lot, but that's what we have to work on. It's local. Then 86,000, and then the big drop. So if you go, this is a big gap. You can see there's a lot of buy and sell orders here. Chance that 89 to 91,000 holds. Now you break through one of those to 86, then you're moving back to 79,000. Could the 4 hour meet back at the 200 MA and still be extremely bullish? Yes. And that could happen very, very likely. Right now, we have a pretty nice, a hidden bullish divergence as far as I'm concerned, especially if we get one more drop down and this stays. The thing about hidden bullish, though, it will be hidden bullish all the way down to 91,000. It'll still be hidden bullish. So it works well with support and resistance too, and the fibs. When you pull the fib, it says, you wick down right to the golden pocket, basically. It says, that's impulse, that's fib, and that. It almost checks off the technical box there. In my lifetime, if I had to tell you what's going to happen, which I do, but I at the same time, I have no idea. I'd have to tell you it's likely we drop to the downside here and we go further down. We would have to lose the 50-day moving average though on the 4 hour. It's pretty strong support, and that takes us to the 1 hour time frame. And here we are. Okay. So, very strange price action, but at the same time, what is it? It's a Bart Simpson. Looks like a Bart Simpson head, right? It's a Bart Simpson pattern. Look up Bart Simpson in trading if you've never seen it. It's a real pattern. Bart Simpson in trading, mainly in BTC. It's probably in everywhere, but I've only seen it mainly in Bitcoin. So you take a look at here, and you just, and that's the Bart Simpson pattern. And it's all over. I've seen it hundreds and hundreds of times in my life here trading BTC. Bart Simpson pattern rallies, right? So let's take a look here at the Bart Simpson, the old bat. Are we in a bat? Looks like we're in a bat. See how much that looks just like a Bart Simpson. It's a perfect bat. Sammy, it's a bat, dude. So it's a bot. No, it's a bat. It's a bat. Did you say bot? No, bat. Bart Simpson. It's a bat, kid. Oh, you're from Boston. You said bat, dude. Yeah. So take a look here. We've identified possible hidden bullish, but we can see how we could still get a slip down and it could maintain. All right. Now, We've hit the 200 MA on the 1 hour time frame. Very strong. Very, very strong. And we're getting a bounce here. Previous support is resistance. It all kind of worked out right there. So far, the bounce is in for Bitcoin right on the 1 hour time frame, just like we called yesterday. So we have a pretty interesting trend line forming. We have some type of broadening falling wedge, right? I mean, that's what I'm seeing right here. And our next major resistance is right there. So here, Bitcoin can't get above there. We roll over. This is all fairy tale. Okay. Bitcoin gets above here, though. We got to start thinking you're going to come up here. And we got to start believing there could be an inverted head and shoulder. We got to start thinking that maybe Bitcoin isn't done yet. You know, every time I count it out and the bigger time frames say we're going to dump, something strange happens on these smaller time frames. And so until they let go, until the 1 hour decides to let the 200 away, we have to say, okay, the bulls are in control. When we lose the 200 in the 1 hour, the bulls will lose control completely. Now, the bulls lost a big control. Don't get me wrong. There was a lot of liquidations there. That's what they had to do. Liquidated a lot of people that were oversaturated on Bitcoin, hoping they were going to take that long. Because so many people believed 100K is so close. And let's be honest, last night they pulled an inverted head and shoulder. It looked interesting to me. Even I was kind of, and then we traded this flag. Well, why did I get out? I mean, we could see that there was bearish div. The flag came right back down to where it started. You know, this morning, if you looked at the flag on the smaller time frame, we could see that we came right back down to where it all began. Anyway, I have it all documented from at the beginning of the stream. But the point is that that's kind of how we knew. And then we started losing 200 MA on the 1, then the 7, then the 15. And once you lose the 200 MA on the 15 minute, you got to know there's probably going to be a nasty drop. Then you say, okay, we'll probably come to the 200 MA on the 30, then the 45, and then to the 1 hour time frame, just as I spoke. And I basically talked this through to my trade. It's kind of crazy, but it's not that crazy because this is how every asset in the world moves. They move up and down through the moving averages. Very simple. Once you study this, you're going to know how to trade. It's like it's like the people that study how price action works for years and then learn and then start trading are the G's. The people that traded the whole time, they miss about a lot of price action, right? It's weird. Like I did this. Remember, I used to make tons of calls and I never leverage traded. I don't know if you remember and you watch my channel. I used to make a lot of calls, but I never made a leverage trade. I just kind of, it's going to go here, it's going to go there. Now I make the trade in front of you too and show you what I'm seeing. But that was years of calling at first. Eventually the calls were so good, I was like, man, I should take these calls. You know, they're playing out way too much. I'm like, yeah, that's a smart idea, you know. So let's kind of, things have changed a little bit. We've gotten a bit of a bounce. There's a little more faith in the market. Even the 4 hour may try to reverse here. Now there's a couple ways to play this. One is to open along immediately with your stop just below the 200 MA and see how far you can take it. I don't like that long on a Monday, and we're not sure. But to be honest, the odds of that paying off are pretty good based on my years of practice. Like, because the 200 MA is so strong, and the fact that you got to bounce, but you could look for the candle to close in 45 minutes. It could definitely reverse and change course. But so far, so good. Look, 96,300 for Bitcoin. So that's the first order of business. Like, you could just trade that the 1 hour. All right. Then it takes me to the 1 minute, and we must be creeping nearer and closer to the 200 MA on the 1 minute time frame. And you can see that we are. It's getting very, very close. Very close. I don't know. It's pretty choppy. Doesn't look amazing. I'll tell you what. I don't know if I don't love the flag. It's like, this is like, you know. But what I do like is if we break above the 200 MA. Break above that 200 MA, and I could see myself possibly making my third trade of the day there, right? So remember, by being very selective on small time frames, we can scalp in and out. That's kind of my forte. You can do what makes you happy. You might be a long-term swinger. It all depends. The music had to stop right there, right? It's so weird. It's so funny, man. Blessings on to everybody here. Optimal would be short as USD. You would choose a short, then convert Bitcoin along. Yeah. Big news just came out for Bitcoin and crypto. It always does, doesn't it though? Let's take a look at what he's saying. Anyone want to tell me what that big news could be? We'll take a look here. I mean, Solana's DEX hits a volume of 100 billion. It's a big deal. The new era of digital wealth is coming, of course. Of course. Well, the battle for the narrative is on, for sure it is. For sure. But that's the thing, there's always been the battle for the narrative. That's what people didn't realize. They didn't even realize that the war had already been won. Like, the narrative had been stuffed down your throats for so long. Wow. Shoulder, head, shoulders, sideways price action. This is Monday, baby. And so I'm only going to believe it if it breaks above the two. I can't even believe I traded already. I can't even believe it. I saw a cup and handle though, right? So that's my model. Semi cup and a handy. So could we still go to 101, 632? Possible. I don't know if I buy it at all. We'd have to break this 200 MA in the 1 minute. See how open-minded I am? I'm as bearish as I am bullish. Right now, you have to be a little bearish because you can see we're breaking down. But we bounced off that 1 hour 200 MA. As I showed, until the bears can break the 1 hour 200 MA, the bulls have a bit of a stronghold here. And there's still a chance. So you're telling me there's a chance. Remember that? 1 in 1 billion. You can see there's a beautiful inverted head and shoulder here for Bitcoin. Shoulder, head, right shoulder. And, you know, any moment a nation state could just buy up so much Bitcoin and change the whole course of the moment of the market in a second. So just always, you know, understand that. And it's kind of crazy. Like Bitcoin, man. It's in a different place right now. It's in a different place. Let's jump into the super chat. Sui, ETH, Sand, GRT, and XYO. Let's take a look at Sui. Sui, right? Nice bounce here for Bitcoin, but can it hold? We're watching that flag and to see if the 1 minute can break above the 200 MA. If it does, I got a long loaded up here that we will query to make there, and we'll see what happens. Looks like that inverted head and shoulder is going to break to the upside though. But front running this 200 MA has been very detrimental to me, so I wait my turn. But we should expect a pump here for Bitcoin momentarily based off that inverted head and shoulder. So here we are with the bounce. And we call that bounce in the smaller time frame. I mean, this channel is the channel where you can kind of get a sense of what's happening and just kind of take a breather. Who here was freaking out? They saw the dump. They came to this channel. They don't feel so bad anymore. Put a 333 if you're kind of like, okay, I get it. I see where we're at, you know? And you like, if this channel really calmed you down, the education got you where you needed to be. Because I can feel it. It seemed, you know what I mean? The market's in disarray, but then everyone's like, no, we got this. It's okay. It's okay. You know, we got this. We got this. And TIA 818, now it's gone. Like, that thing is gone now. TIA is just going to absolutely do damage. Thing is gone. Was about to sell. Yeah, you know. Let's take a look at the super chats coming in right now from you awesome people here. We got Sui, ETH, and Sand. Sui. Everyone calls it Sui, right? Sui. Is Sui. 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 S-U-I. It's Say and Sui, right? So, you know, it was the hottest thing since sliced bread at $3.92. It ripped. I mean, it went to $4. The daily has reset pretty nicely, and the chain's getting used a lot. The more the chain gets used, the more it's going to defy the bigger time frame. Look at that 3-day though, away from the 21-day moving average. So you want to look at it in its entirety. First thing you see is a beautiful uptrend. And almost like the trend change there, right? So it could come back to the trend. Maybe at 220. It would be higher, maybe 273. I see like that's the lowest this thing goes. You know, 3-day chart, maybe retests. And then it's gone. I don't think it's probable that Sui doesn't stay with the mix and just continue to pump. Too much going on for it. It's too easy to use. It's too inexpensive, and it's awesome. So I just see it gaining steam here. But I do see a pullback for Sui. Pullback to Sui looks like it's coming somewhere down here to 262, you know? And maybe it's even more bullish and it goes more sideways here as it pulls the 3-day chart to it. That's a chance. We actually get a bounce back to 390 and we go up and down and then we have a rip. The measured move, though, takes you to $22. I know that's crazy, but that's what I see happening. Want to see one thing, though. Yeah, okay. That's logarithmic. Or not log. That would be log, right? The L turns blue when you're log. Yeah, I'm about to say that's why I would make. Okay, let's make. There we go. I was about to say this one chart was log the whole time. I remember that now. Okay, so boom, Sui goes here. You're talking 771. All right. I was about to say, when I seen that, I was like, that's not right. So that's the next big target when Sui breaks out. All right. But I do see a pullback on that 3-day chart. I do see a pullback on the 3-day chart. Okay. Okay, let's take a look there at Ethereum and Bitcoin, 96,380. You know, looks like it is going to break out of that inverted head and shoulder there. But now the battle for the 200 continues. Can we break the 200 of May? We break the 200 of May and everything changes. Everyone, if you want to trade where I trade, go to Mexi or Weeks. If you want to learn more about the dump that happened this morning and how to play it or know what's going to happen or know where it's going to go before it goes there, like we showed you by using moving averages and an awesome strategy, join the trading group at cryptolifer.com. We're having a Black Friday sale, but if you jump on in and fill out a form below that we have in the description, fill out that form. It's going to give you access, we're basically going to give you consent to send you a coupon code 24 hours before Black Friday. That's going to give you an additional discount on top of Black Friday. Exclusive just this year. Jump on in today and snatch that up as I have to, fix that. There you go. So jump on it today and, that will blow your mind. So check it out. Unlock financial freedom. Find out more and get that coupon code. All right. It will blow your mind. 24 hours. You don't have much time before the Black Friday sale. We send you the link and then you have 24 hours to use that coupon code. So get it done. I do see Sui possibly breaking down or going sideways for a while. I don't see a big pump coming out of Sui yet, but once it consolidates and gets ready on the bigger time frames, I do see a massive move coming for Sui. I wouldn't be surprised if it bounced up here a little bit and gets people excited, but I believe the bigger move is coming after a bit of a consolidation and maybe just 10 or 12 days. It doesn't look like a long period of time. We could get the bigger pullback, see if we bounce here and make a channel, like we might bounce up here. All right. And remember that 760 is the next target, very likely coming for Sui. All right. Let's take a look at Ethereum, USDT, and take a look at ETH here on MEXC. Okay. So ETH looked like it was going to continue to pump. And honestly, look at ETH pumping. Doesn't care about BTC. Pretty awesome to see that, right? And that's what you want to see. The leading indicator of your altcoin isn't going to dump. So that tells you that there's no reason to dump your altcoin. You know what I mean? If ETH was dumping like it used to, and this is a change in stride. Now, Bitcoin's giving, Bitcoin had a huge run. It took so much liquidity out of the regular market. Now ETH wants to take some of that liquidity, right? And distribute it. Once ETH takes some of that liquidity, it's going to distribute it to the smaller altcoins. Eventually, sad to say, it does end up in the hands of Solana, But Ethereum about to make a big move there to 4,500, and it tells me it could make it there by the beginning of December. So, and look, you're front running the Golden Cross. It technically just broke out of the rising wedge. All right. So it broke out. Ethereum broke out. To me, that's a breakout right there. Clean. A clean breakout. Right above this key level. you're looking for a retest, maybe, you know, you can say, okay, it's still in this, you can include it. But I feel like it broke out. I'm very, like, you know, critical when I make those moves. Like, it's got to be really, really, you know, it's got to be that way, right? Well, I like ETH though. I really do. And, you know, maybe one more pullback, but maybe not. You know what I mean? Like, it's definitely the DCA area, in my humble opinion, for Ethereum. It's decoupling. It wants to do its own thing. It's about to do its own thing. I mean, it's at the cycle high right now, right? Which is awesome. Like, that's what you want to see. This is what you're looking for. You're looking for this type of decoupling. Very, very important. We're going to take a look at the Bitcoin dominance. That's going to break down something else for us, give us kind of the bigger picture. This channel is not just about live trading Bitcoin. It's about being able to see where we're going and managing. Like, I manage a very large portfolio, right? So, like, you don't see all my gains. You know, I don't show like thousands of dollars in futures, but like, I'm putting big money in at the right time. And you know, you can only imagine if the things go well, that like how big I'm up at certain times, right? So I need to manage the market every day on a day-to-day basis. God bless you, Sam. Can you please check DK on Solana? Creators live for 84. Take it coin for 1 billion market cap. Apparently, the next chill guy. Creators live for 84 hours. You're funny. DK. We'll just glance at it for a second. Chill guy looks interesting. Chill guy bounced from the 618 golden pocket, and now it's making, you know, it's kind of making this same idea. If altcoins hold, then even all these memes look like they could do some damage. He asked about DK on Solana. We'll take a look real quick. Just a chill donkey. For real? Is that it? I don't know, man. He's on 84 hours, $42 million market cap. I get 4.2. I don't know. If you believe in it, go for it. That is a bit of a bull flag, like an ascending triangle. They tend to break to the upside. It's got to be up to you, though. It has locked liquidity. It seems safe. You never know. You know? You never know. Looks interesting. Thank you. God bless. I hope it works out. It may not be my play, though. Yeah. So Ethereum. Does it come back? One more chance for 440? Yeah, maybe just $60. And then it's gone. And then it's gone. It may break out here and retest. Both of these areas, I'd be interested in a possible lev trade. Ethereum looks like it could do some damage here. And you're looking for Ethereum at 4,000. And that's very likely to me. All right. That's very likely to me. Let's take a look at Total 3, the entire market cap of all the altcoins. And it's holding up pretty nicely. So remember, in the top 10 analysis, we could see that the daily obviously is a little high, okay? What's good about it, though, is it's not as far for the 21 as some other coins are. You know, like Cardano and some other big boys, which means the overall market, it did get propped up, but it's still somewhat healthy. You don't want to be really far from the 21 on the daily. And it tells me that we could start to get good, you know, consolidation here, and that we're pretty close to probably another leg. People are liking their altcoin buys. A lot of people are in gains right now. I'm seeing a lot of happy retail. And even today with the Bitcoin pullback, as we're seeing, there's still a lot of strong altcoins out there. All right, 816, right, for TIA. A lot of the coins that we picked that we were hot on are strong. Say is hot too. This looks like you could get a breakout possibly today or tomorrow, or even into tonight. You know, altcoins look very bullish right now as we speak on the 1 hour time frame. The 1 hour tells you what's going to happen in the next 8 to 10 hours. And if we really look closely here, it says that the Total 3 is going to get a big breakout. This is the market cap of all the altcoins, excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. This is saying, hey, a big move is coming for these alts, and they're about to rip again. Get ready. Shoulder, head, right shoulder too. It's an inverted head and shoulder. Nothing's guaranteed, but the altcoins look ready to rip. And that would tell me Bitcoin's likely going to sit tight and maybe not do anything too crazy, or even just kind of get a bit of a bounce today. So now look, Bitcoin dumps and the altcoins don't dump at all. Bitcoin pumps, the altcoins pump with Bitcoin. Bitcoin dumps, altcoins don't dump much. Bitcoin pumps, the altcoins pump. Now it's going the other way. Remember before it was doing the other thing. They dumped the, you know. So total looks like we may get a nice move here today. And this would also kind of coincide with the Bitcoin bounce. So you can see what I'm seeing here now with Bitcoin. It actually looks a lot like total. So this looks good. I mean, this is awesome. Looks like there's going to be a massive bounce for altcoins today. And not to fret. Let's take a look. That means Fred could bounce if altcoins bounce. Fred is the smallest altcoin in the game. One of them, right? The raccoon altcoin there. It has a horrible, you know, the I don't like what I'm seeing here. The price looks like garbage. I guess maybe it's making something like this. You know, price action is interesting. It could make something like maybe we're waiting to fill out and it double bottomed, which is interesting. It's good enough, and it's sitting at 12 cents pretty nicely. Fred could be the one, maybe. I like Fred a lot. It entices me. I always feel like it's worth having some Fred. If the market rips and meme coins come back, Fred will rip. Bitcoin, it's at 96,360. It's basically been there for the last couple, like 20, 30 minutes. 96,300, very, very close. Can you check link? We'll take a look at Turbo and HEGE. So DK, new coin we just found, very small market cap, but it is inside of a flag. It means nothing, you never know, but it's in a, that's bullish consolidation. I've seen things pump out of that many, many times, but you never know. Be careful. You don't want to be exit liquidity for somebody. Let's take a look at Turbo. That like really community owned meme. A lot of people like Turbo. The owner was a cool dude. Previous support is resistance. You're just seeing if Turbo can hold this key level. So far it has, but it's not amazing. As you can see, I drew this like, can it make the Adam and Eve, double bottom type of thing here and continue to the upside, or is it going to kind of fall off? I don't own any Turbo, so I don't really, it doesn't really, sadly say, it doesn't matter much to me. However, I know you do, and you gave me the super chats. I don't mean to be rude. I like the coin. I like the community. I like the way it was launched. I don't see why it won't continue because of its cult-like being, the way it has a lot of people behind it. It's strong, but you need a bounce there for sure. And I don't like the market structure is a little bearish. And there's a lot of other cooler, newer memes that people might just kind of take profits in. They've been in this for a long time. But I have faith that over time, it'll probably, wiggle around, do that Adam and Eve double bottom and still break out. If it loses this level, though, it likely can drop to 0.0478 pretty fast. All right. Another 100 subs and counting. Shout out to 78,500 subs on our way to 80,000 subscribers. 80 is going to give me the chills because we ripped from 70 to 80 pretty fast, which means we're going to get to 90 pretty fast, which means we're on our way to 100,000 subscribers. You people are making it. It happened way faster than I thought. It's coming. And may God bless Google, all the opportunities given. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Whoever created the algorithm and all that. I mean, it really does serve its purpose when you show up every single day. The market provides value, and Google's part of the market. When you provide value, people see that. Again, ascending triangles have been like the winner, really, when it comes to memes. Whenever you see one, a lot of them have been broken out. They really have. And they've made massive gains. This one looks very similar to what we've seen in the past, and I could see a bigger move coming here. Wow. The TA says it's going to pump. Whether it does or not, who knows? And I know nothing about the coin. I don't own any. If I did, I'd tell you, I'd say, here it is in my wallet. I don't own any of this coin, but I like where it is at a $29 million market cap. Has not stopped ripping. HEGE. I don't know what it's about, what it's all about. I like to look at the Twitter. Join the HEGE fund. HEGE is a meme dream. Pal AI, I don't know how that's possible. Oh, like a hedgehog. Oh yeah, it's like Elon had a hedgehog, so someone called it HEGE. I think that's what it's, they're going after the idea of Elon's hedgehog, right? 25,000 followers here. A meme with a dream. Should tell you the story right there too, though. Follow me at CryptoLifer on Twitter. I'd greatly appreciate that. It'll be awesome. At CryptoLifer33. I'm here every single day posting funny stuff, things behind the scenes, ideas, and so much more. Blessed to have you there. Blessed to have you there. So this looks bullish to me. A move to 05116 is very, very possible. I don't see why it hasn't stopped. Why won't it stop, right? It's made, the trend is your friend until it's not. It's in an uptrend. Show me a downtrend and I'll believe it's going to dump, but right now it's still in an uptrend. Bitcoin is slumping down a little bit here, 96,100, right? Remember, I didn't get into a long yet. I didn't do anything. It's false move Monday. I can feel the kind of the up and down price action, and you can see what it's been doing. It's been going up and down. Exactly that, right? If anything, more down. That's kind of bearish how it's all, just doesn't look amazing. I got to be honest, it does not look amazing. Let's just, we got to talk about facts here. Shout out to the 3,000 people here on the live. Let's get the likes up to the watchers. I greatly appreciate it. Shout out to the channel sponsors, I Trust Capital and Decrypted.tax. Decrypted.tax, the best place to do your taxes. I know you're worried, you're stressing. No, maybe you're not. Don't be worried. It doesn't exist. But you're concerned. You've thought about it. How are you going to do your crypto taxes? Don't do things that stress you out. Hand your addresses, your ideas over to Decrypted.tax. They're going to figure it out. Schedule a free consultation. They're going to know your ins and outs, your outs and ins, and figure it all for you and get it done at Decrypted.tax. So schedule a free consultation. You'll be at ease. Get it done today before everyone else rushes in there. This link is going to blow up. They love it. I'm telling you right now, it's the best service in the game. Shout out to I Trust Capital, where you can buy and sell cryptocurrency with your IRA. Get ready for your basically retirement. You can buy Bitcoin in there, and that way, if anything ever happened to you or your life, it's there for your family to have too as well. Nice and safe, stored. So I Trust Capital, the place to be to get ready. And they have even small coins, big coins like SWI. They have ICP and Immutable X and more. Check it out at I Trust Capital. So Little Fred trying to hold the 200 MA on the 1 hour time frame, up and down there. Bitcoin struggling at 96,000. Let's get back to BTC. So we got a pretty good handle of what's happening. It's breaking down. It broke up, and now it's making lows, lower highs, and lower lows. Right? Bitcoin made a lower low today too, which is a bearish sign in the trend. In the local trend, like on the 1 hour time frame, you put in a lower low today. Not a great sign, which means you will put in a lower high and a possible lower low. So we attempted to bounce off the 200 MA. So far, not going too amazing, right? We're struggling. And when you struggle trying to come out, you make what's called a bear flag, everybody. And when you make a bear flag, you dump to the downside. All right. And usually you dump to the downside when you have a death cross right there and you have high stochastic and you were just pumping to the upside while the volume was dumping. So you're moving up with low volume. I mean, there was this, you were losing all type of buy volume. Very bearish sign. Price action rising, dumpage. So I see a dump coming here for Bitcoin further down to 93,200. And I'm sorry to be like, to switch so bearish on everyone when it looked so amazing. And again, we have our 1 hour 200 MA to hold us down. And there's a chance that we don't go lower, But the smaller time frames don't look amazing. They got to print us out of this. They got to somehow make that higher low and get us out of here. We have to have a gracious shoulder, head and right shoulder out of here. I've seen that wacky pattern happen like this before. So you can see I'm getting mixed signals. It's Monday. There's nothing really that tells me, jump in, Sammy. Take advantage right now. If we broke the 200 MA on the 1 minute, I'd be willing to take a long. I haven't seen that yet. It hasn't even come close to happening. If it does, I see kind of lower lows. I see us kind of just coming back and getting tight and continuing the downtrend. First measure, the first place takes you to 94.6 and then all the way down to 93,100. And Bitcoin could make that move pretty fast. Let's take a look at BOOKMAP. If there's any liquidity backing me up on the lower time, to the lower areas. I mean, they're down there waiting at 94. The most red is sitting right there at 94. You don't really have much until 100K. So If you were going to go anywhere, you would go down to 94,000. And then right there too to 95.7. So the closest liquidity is below us. Bitcoin looks like it's going to break out of this flag to the downside. I have to tell you, we had chances to break above that 200 MA. We did not. And again, let's take a look how this would look. So yeah, like I erased, I would take a long if we break the 200 MA. It doesn't look like that's going to happen. We could almost just put a stop loss below on the other side of the 200 and use it the opposite way, like kind of like when you're pumping to the, you're pumping this way and you stay above the 200. And so you would switch to your short. Your take profit would be somewhere at like 94,100, where you can see they have all that liquidity, and the stop would be at like 96,697, right? And I'll risk what I made today, which is 150 on the trade, right? We'll see. $167, right? Low stochastics. Let me wait a second. Let me just double check what my 5 looks like. Yeah, the 5 looks like it's going to dump on you pretty nicely. One minute might bounce up a little bit first, but yeah, I'm going to take the short. And so there you go. There's a short set right here. It's 11:43 in the morning, and we're shorting Bitcoin, sadly. And it is what it is. The markets have spoken. They kind of showed you that we're slumping down. They had this entire stream to break the 200 MA. Most streams by now, we have done that. We get the pump to the upside, right? We're not getting that right now. So you got to kind of listen to what the market's telling you. Now, maybe I'm wrong. This flips right to the upside and they squeeze all the shorts and I get dumped on. I mean, again, I'm not risking a lot. I'd be at break even today. I'd go for a walk with my kids and wife, and I'd have a great day. You don't have to push it to the limit every single day. All right, you just don't. Altcoin's still doing fine. 810 on TIA. So if we do get the slip up, it doesn't mean it's the end of the world here for Bitcoin, and you never know. I still hold I'm not dumping any of my Bitcoins, and I'm not dumping tons of my alts, So Sammy, the guy from the peanut story, made a new coin. Consider if you look into the Fred chart. Oh yeah, we've already talked about Fred many times. Bitcoin needs correction down. We'll hit 100K February 2025. Yeah, it would be awesome. And that would be better off, honestly. It would prolong the rally. If we hit 100K before then, I feel like it would be I think we would get cheated. I think we want to have that extension. And people need the pullback. They didn't get in at the best prices, so they need the pullback. Remember, Bitcoin's still above the 200 MA on the 1 hour time frame. Suggesting that I could easily lose the short, right? Someone asked about sand. I mean, if you just went by the 1 hour time frame, it says this flag is going to pump. It says you broke out, you're kind of hanging right on the top again one more time. The 1 hour says you're going to make a move. The bigger time frames, of course, are a little extended after such a big pump. But look at that stochastic. See what the 1 hour does. If it goes out, starts to lose that level, then you're done. Your stop loss gets hit. But there's a trade that does pump to 105. The altcoins are looking pretty strong right now. Let's take a look at Bitcoin dominance. Yeah, so Bitcoin dominance dropped again, and altcoins doing well. And when you see Bitcoin dominance drop, we want to look at Bitcoin Sol BTC. I want to see how that level does, right? So if Bitcoin pulls back, we should get a pullback because it will bring Sol down. That's great. But we've had the biggest pullbacks for Bitcoin, right? And this chart still stays strong, this Sol BTC chart. And so, yes, it does look like that pullback. But as long as they go even, it means Sol won't pull back as bad as Bitcoin. You see? Now, for Sol, if Sol pulls back worse than Bitcoin, you're going to get a massive dump out of this. I just don't see that happening. We've had that chance so many times when Bitcoin took a massive dump and Sol still held its levels and got back to value pretty nicely. So 95.7 is the short-term target here. You can see we're about to get dragged down there on the liquidity bar on Bookmap. Yeah, so Ethereum showing signs of strength finally against the market, and people just rush Bitcoin to the upside, and that's just what you see a lot. I see that all the time. It happens a lot. I mean, not all the time, but you know, in these types of cycles, I've seen it many, many times. Okay, let's get back into the fan funding and see if I'm missing any super chats. Somebody said Pyth, Sand, GRT, XYL, Illuvium. So there's Sand. Let's take a look there at GRT, USDT on MEXC. So the last time I looked, I mean, you could see it's in this giant cup and handle, and it broke out. And the last time I looked at it in this smaller flag, and it kind of made an inverted head and shoulder. It got pretty messy there. Look at that. It does have a nice measured move if it can pump all the way back up. You can see no stop loss got hit. Trade would still be valid right now. It must be on like the one. Yeah, there you go. On the 1 hour. You have to readjust the bottom trend line. But like so far, it's looking like it could just do what it was supposed to do in the first place. Now, for a lot of these altcoins to pump like they're supposed to, it wouldn't make sense if Bitcoin takes a massive dump. It would make more sense that Bitcoin just gets a little bit of a pullback and goes sideways, or even, you know what I mean? GRT looks like it wants to make a move. I like what I'm seeing. This looks a lot like I can't remember, but the coin we looked at it earlier today inside the rising wedge. Right. I mean, this can go up 55% gains. Graph token to 39 cents. I'm bullish on it. It looks good to me on the bigger and the smaller time frames. It hasn't had a huge pump yet. It's really consolidating nicely, right? You could even clean this up to make it look like a little more like this there. But that looks amazing. And just look for that right, left shoulder, head, right shoulder. Look for it to stay inside. These are things that I watch for like 2 days. That can 10 hours or something like that, 8 to 16 hours of consolidation. If it gives you 8 hours sideways in the flag, then you know it's highly likely going to pump. If it breaks down and starts to dump to the 200, then you can leave it alone until it does another consolidation again that looks better. It's all about getting into bullish consolidation as far as I'm concerned. And I project it before it happens and wait for it to happen. That's the key every single time. So you're not chasing. Let's take a look at CoinX. And wow, beautiful pump for XYO. Like the premise, like the team. Been around a long time, Now it's flagging out on the daily with the golden cross. I wouldn't be surprised if it pumps out of this. I remember finding a flag like this for XYO though. Remember when we put it out and it sat like this for like weeks on end. I remember it now. I was like, when is this thing going to pump? But it's got good fundamentals, good team. It's going sideways. I don't see how this thing doesn't pump, but you never know. I don't own any. It doesn't matter to me. And maybe it just dumps right out the flag to the downside. A little high risk with what Bitcoin's doing right now, And we should be in the money in the short now, right? Yeah, there you go. And I told you I'm the king of 3%. I'll print it in front of you. Look at the 77777 there. What is the? I am so confused by this. Like, look at that. I went in for $1,102 and 7777. Like, how does that happen? Who does that? Like, if you don't think something weird is following me around here, it's like, no, Sam, you just see the sevens all the time. Fine. What if I saw 177? But like quadruple sevens, man, like, I find that pretty weird. Anyone else find that strange? I don't know. Maybe it's just me, right? Who knows? Maybe it's just me. Blessings to everyone out here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. We love you. We appreciate you. And we thank you so much for your constant viewership. You guys make this show absolutely amazing. Hope you made some gains. I was slow to get in today. I don't usually trade Mondays, so I was like, I had to be really pushed to make it happen here. Let's take a look at Illuvium, ILV. Gaming was looking like it's going to be the next big mover here. I do remember getting a massive dump on a Thanksgiving when you're... So you can see it looks like we looked at Illuvium inside this beautiful flag, and it broke out like it was supposed to. Still actually up, and the target was higher at 73, and that was back when Illuvium was sitting, you know, what, 48? And I'm pretty sure we looked at it earlier than that, but all right. So Illuvium broke out. Let's take a look at it in this bigger time frame here. Bitcoin at 95.9 now. And honestly, maybe I'll lose that trade. You never know. It's back and forth here. Not amazing. I think it's at break even now. Yeah. Now it's attempting to bearish retest. Rip. It can rip. If it crosses the 200 MA, I'm game. I would love it for it to reverse. See, for a guy like me, I'll cut off a $12 trade and be like, okay, keep the losses small. You know, when you're wrong, just be wrong for a little bit. You don't have to be wrong for the whole time. That's what I always say. But what about the short? What if it dumps huge? So what? You know what I mean? I wasn't committed. It's like people get too stuck in like it has to be. Like, look, now 22. I might pump all the way back up to the 200 MA and cross. I should have cut it off at $8, right? I'm just toying around too, as you can see. All right. It's a Monday, baby. Be careful. You know, if every day it has to be the day that your whole portfolio is going to be the winner, you're going to have a tough time, man, because that means you're going to put so much pressure on every single trading day. And you're going to make some seriously bad decisions at one point in your life. All right. It's okay to cut off a trade before it gets worse. It's okay to be wrong. It's actually better off. That's my trading scene. You can say, oh, that's flip-flopping. It's up to you how you see it. It's up to you what you do. You know, if you do it regularly and you never make any money, then fine, you're a flip-flopper. But if you see a bunch of wins and small losses and you can see where you cut off those losses, I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised with yourself. All right. And again, you're like, but I took the short, Sam, and now I'm down huge. It's like, well, I don't know. I can't tell you what to do. You know? And I told you I was trading small amounts because I didn't really like the way the market was looking. Still looks pretty bearish, to be honest. I didn't really commit to the trade. I guess I should have committed to the trade. You got to commit. Be like, all right, no matter what, I'm going to lose what I'm putting in. You know? Looks pretty bearish to me. Altcoins still pumping, doing damage. C and TIA, they're my kind of judges of what's happening outside there in the market. So Illuvium looks interesting to me. I'm pretty sure we had Illuvium up. There we go, yeah. But the daily's a little far away from the 21, which tells me that we may have to make a house call back to that 21-day moving average. Yeah, a bit of a... So I would watch my 4-hour, I would watch my daily time frame, and I could be wrong. Maybe it just makes a flag and rips. Right? But to me, you're just a little too far away, specifically on that daily. You did just breach the 200 MA, but usually that's the first time. Then you'll come back to the 21 once, you know, and then what you really want to do is you want to be kissing the 21 above the 200 MA. If you can do that, that's key. It does say you're getting to 80 not too long from now, but maybe a pullback to 47 is in order, and that will be the cup and handle there to the upside for Illuvium. Again, I'm thinking out loud. You tell me. All right. What say you? What say you at 61? So Say had a huge pump there to 70. And the daily looks great. The daily broke above the 200 MA. And the moving averages are very tight. They're not even close to far apart yet. Like, you want to kind of compare Say's run to SWE. So let's take a look at what SWE was before SWE got the big move. What did it look like? What were the moving averages? Like, look at SWE now. Moving averages getting close, but far apart. You know, they're not like, but right here. And look at your daily for specifically. The move happened when you started getting very close moving averages, and then the moving averages broke above the daily right there. Now, this won't move too fast to even consolidate, but then the next time we consolidated was right about there before the bigger pump. But the point is, when you get above the daily 200, that's when you really want to start accumulating the safe zone. Now, the lowest prices are lower than that. If you really believe in the project and you've researched it and you love it, I'm buying down here. But if I'm just swing trading, or if I've already gotten some down here and I want to get a little more before the bag, you know, continues to rip, I'm buying right around there. So Say is at that place that SWE just got to like a long time ago. You see? Where we've broken above the 200 MA, and now we're starting to move the moving averages away from the 200. And so, yeah, maybe a little pullback, but you really got to look at the bigger picture. I'd rather watch this thing dump in my face and take this probability, because the probability is very high that this thing continues to go and do some serious damage. Again, I could be wrong. What if it dumps all the way back down? And, you know, hey, that's the chance I'm willing to take. But right now, it's looking pretty nice to me. We called it back at 30, 40. This thing just continues to rip. And it's the next big ecosystem that really hasn't made its big move yet. It really hasn't. And I see two measured moves there, one up to about 86, one to 80. And I say it's only a matter of time, and it may consolidate for the next 3 to 4 days, maybe 6. But it's only a matter of time till the bigger move comes, in my humble opinion, for Say. All right, what say you, baby? What say you? XRP. Let's take a look at our baby XRP, holding gains at 147. I mean, can you believe that? That's awesome. So XRP ripped. If it was bearish, I feel like it would have given back a lot of the gains by now. So it's still on a lot of people's radar. You know, I talked to some retail people that have no exposure to cryptocurrency. And the only two people that I've met in Florida, like on an intimate level where I've really sat and talked with them, they have exposure to XRP. And it told me that retail really is into this coin. And there's a lot of, you know, made me really happy when it pumped, because I thought about those people. I was like, wow, they're new to crypto and they're in gains. Like one kid's like, I turned $2,000 to $6,000. So like cryptocurrency is showing people the way, and they're actually having that positive benefit of watching their accounts go up, you know? And some of these people, they're not even in a trading group. They're just, you know what I mean? They just got a little bit of exposure to crypto. Imagine if they learned more, where they could be. Shout out to everybody here on the live. If you're jumping on into the live, we have an awesome Black Friday sale going at cryptolifer.com. It's going to start very, very soon, in 3 days and 12 hours. However, I want to hook you up with an extra discount. Yes, that's right. Go to the link below, fill out the form. That gives us the ability to send you a coupon code 24 hours before that gives you an additional discount on top of the Black Friday sale. The Lifer code, baby. And again, you're not going to know what the code is. It's going to come, but check out. Can't wait for that. And it's going to last 24 hours, that code. So I can't wait for you to access that code and get that discount. You deserve it. You've been a lifer for a long time. Get that education, get the group at basically, you know, close to nothing at this point. God bless everybody. Thank you for being here, and we appreciate you. We thank you so much for jumping on in. Adam holding 819. Adam and TIA seem to be buddies at the same price right now. Isn't that funny? Adam and TIA are both basically the exact same price. 820 and 820, you know. Interesting times to be alive. Can we check XLM? It's holding well despite Bitcoin. You know, all the big movers that pumped hard, they gave back basically none of those gains despite the Bitcoin dump, which is strange. Almost every time we get that nasty Bitcoin, you know, that dump all the way back down here to the downside. I mean, the daily says you're going to take a massive dump, but then everything's watching this Bitcoin. It's just very weird times, right? I guess could the daily get that much more extended, and we could see a 95-cent stellar lumens? That's the measured move, and that looks like somewhat likely, but is that guaranteed? There's no guarantees. Stochastic suggests we could get the Rippy. The 4 hours coming back to the 21-day moving average. Things look interesting. I would watch the 1 hour. When things get very bullish, I would stay on the 1 hour, and there's a chance you get this continuation. I hold some stellar lumens. Let's see if it can continue to rip. The high, though, was 64. Came back to a low of 43. Now it's sitting at 52. I mean, there's a low, there's a lower high. You know, if it makes a lower low, then the next lower high would be a bail point. But hey, maybe it consolidates and gets a pump here. If it breaks back above 55, there's a big promise of it making a new high, because that means it's going to break that local high. All right. Short still look, it's like shoulder head, right? The short looks like it's going to dump. But they're taking us back and forth, sideways price action here for Bitcoin. They got the whole market on a ledge right now. I see a dump coming because you're below the 200 MA, so I have to stay short right now on the smaller time frames. On the bigger time frames, the 1 hour and up, as long as we stay above the 1 hour 200 MA, we're okay. But If we get this dump now that I'm seeing, we're going to lose that, and then that's going to be a dump to the smooth moving average right there at about 91,000. So we'll move pretty fast from 95 to 94 if we give it up here, and it looks like we very well may. I don't like to be the bearer of bears news, all right? But I mean, now you're making a bit of a descending triangle, and we talked about this yesterday on the channel, remember? And it basically, whenever I see it, we mainly dump. It could be the one time we pump. I would love that. But these trades mainly dump to the downside. And you can keep the stop on the other side of the two. Now, if we break the two, I'm long again. I want everyone to realize how quick I will flip into a long, because this is my long signal on the 1 minute time frame. Very, very odd, right? For me, it was when I first started trading this way. But now I have to trade the way I'm supposed to trade. It's bot-like. You take advantage of what the market gives you, whatever the market gives you, regardless. So right now, I'm giving you about an 8 out of 10 chance that we're going to dump because we're below the 200 MA, and the stop loss above the 200 MA in the 1 minute is likely not to get hit. I'm giving an 8 out of 10 chance, but I can't tell you what's going to happen. All right? A red day for the market. A red day, baby, a red day. I see tax dump coming, gains. Bitcoin has to see 86 or no deal, right or wrong. Nothing has to happen in trading. Yeah. The second we say has to, there's, you know. Do you have an atom bag? TA, please. I have a huge atom bag. I definitely do. It's gigantic. It's giganticus. Again, there's that short. Really, it just tells me that short's likely going to dump. Don't, baby, don't, baby, don't, don't, baby, don't, baby, don't. Back it up. Back it up. Really? Oh yeah, because I think I short with way less, right? I mean, that's going to lose it. How is that not going to just drop now? It's got a head and shoulder. Look, a shoulder, a head, a right shoulder. That looks like it's just going to take a dump. All the way down. 95,700 holding, but barely. It's a descending triangle. They mainly dump. It's trying to crawl back, though. They always like to do the bearish retest these patterns and then dump. I see that all the time. I see that all the time. Bearish retest right there. Always make sure the take profit's lower than the stop. Dang it. I hit the button and then it was like, you saw that? Late execution. Late execution there. Come on, baby. Send it, though. Send it. I feel like no matter how strong the alt is, eventually this dump will pull it, which is kind of crazy. So just be careful. This could be a bigger dump, and people will dump. That's a descending triangle. I see a move to the downside, headed down to 94,000. That would be a pretty significant dump there, and this one may rock the alts a little more. Let's take a look at Moonwell and ANKR. Well was a huge pumper there on Coinbase, right? It would make sense it got sold off pretty hard, and it did. I haven't even looked at it in a long time. It got sold off hard. You know, pull your Fibonacci, wait for it to come to the 786 golden pocket, which it looks like is very close. And if you believe in the project, you accumulate. You wait, 3 to 6 weeks to a month, and once it gets above the daily 200 MA, you know you're probably likely going to get your pump or your 4 hour, because it's got smaller time frames. But that's kind of how you play it. So either have a long-term outlook for this puppy or you're swing trading some type of quick move. And interesting how it has that like head and shoulder pattern there. But to me, it looks likely it's going to come down one more time, maybe double bottom. Give you a chance to come to that 786 Fibonacci retracement. It did kind of, I don't know, it's already hit the 706 and it's in the golden pocket right now. It definitely tells you, hey, if you believe in this coin, it's a great place to DCA. Like, it's where you start buying it for sure. You're buying undervalued, but it's up to you. You do whatever makes you happy. The target, once it does rip back, is 14. All right. ANKR and Atom. ANKR and Atom. ANKR Network. Wow, ANKR booming. Interesting, right? Funny, I guess I put ANKR out here. The first target was 4.2. Looks like it hit that. Now look at your daily. You're far away from the 21, but not too bad. You're getting the cross. It's a very bullish sign. ANKR's bullish, right? Very bullish. 4 hour looks like it's going to come back down. It's rolling over there. So I would look at your daily. And I'd look for ANKR to kind of make a bit of a flag. Again, every coin looks like a 5 to 6 day pullback and then a pump. Not a big deal at all. It's what we need. We had a huge rip. Just the first pullback back to the 21. It'll be our first time revisiting the 21 after we've broken above the 200 MA. It's a very bullish, very healthy sign. All right. Very bullish, very healthy sign. Bitcoin bouncing back to the upside now again. All right. Viciously. So as Bitcoin goes up and down, it's going to be better for the altcoins as well. Let's take a look at Atom on Messi. So for me, Atom is likely to close this daily candle red and then have a bit of a pullback. If the pullback's more sideways, great. I wouldn't be surprised if Atom does come back down to 650 on that 618 pullback. I would love it if it went to a 0.5 at 7, but you never know. Worst case scenario looks like a pullback to 650 for Atom before its next big massive move up to 13. All right. And that will take some time for Atom, in my humble opinion. Bitcoin, you know, looking like it tried a bearish retest and it wants to dump now. We will see. We will see. Trade is flat right now. We just got in, so we'll see what happens. But it looks like we're going to get a dump to the downside here for BTC. I'll update the trading group and find out what happens. This is the best time to DCA. Best time to focus on where you're at, what you believe in. And remember, you have to have a plan. Everyone has to have their own plan. Like, I can't have your plan. You can't have my plan. We all have to have a plan, right? And we got to stick to that plan. If you don't have your own plan, you're part of someone else's. How you feeling about Render? I love Render, man. Deep worm. They put a worm's brain on chain. Life, can you do a deep dive on Moonwell? We did that. Thank you. Touch Grass, CO, Index Tools, the first wallet is funded by Binance. Stellar Lumens, Fred, yep. XRP. HEGE. Thank you all, everybody who gave. Impulse Studios, Michael, Anthony. I mean, we got the Hoover family, Impulse Studios, Dustin, the Hoover family again, Master Kings, 3 Much Crypto, Melissa Royster, Do Not Reply, Kobe Armstrong. We got Crypto Weirdo, Ali G, Mr. Blockton, Court Dama. We got JV, Ivan Roke, Inner Peace Path. God bless you, Sam. Can you check DK? We did that. God bless you, Illuvium. We did that. SEI, say long term. What do you think about the HEGE chart? It looked interesting and very bullish to me. I got to tell you. All right. Shout out to Aaron Schwartz. We love you. Thank you. Live, Laugh, and Love. Volvin, Johnny EGP. Money Hunter. Colton Eldridge. Young Money. Crypto Jimmy Lifer. We love you, brother. Adam and Render. Let's take a look at Render and Deep Worm, and then I'm out of here for the day. And I'll be back in the trading group throughout the day for sure, breaking it down. You know, I'm bullish on Render. I like what I'm seeing for Render. It is, you know, pretty overbought on the bigger time frames, but the consolidation is nice. Again, remember, Bitcoin is still holding above that 200 MA for now on the 1 hour. Now, again, there's a chance that Bitcoin dumps, Render loses this key level, and then you see Render down here at 680 again. That looks like the worst case scenario. So, and if anything, most coins are holding their zones. I look for Render to go sideways here while Bitcoin plays games. And really, the lowest I see render 750. You know, and again, I could be wrong, but that's just what I see happening for render. Bitcoin breaking down right now. 95.5, 95.4. The liquidity is lower. Suggests we go to 94,400. That's kind of where we're about to go. That's what BOOKMAP says we're going. 94,002, maybe even a 93,600 for BTC. So don't be freaked out when you see that. We're still at a really good spot. Altcoins are great. This is how the market's going to go. If you're new, take it one step, one day, one candle at a time here. All right. And now we are printing a bit on the short to the downside here for Bitcoin. And there you go. It's starting to rip down. Not amazing, but starting to go down there. 95,350 for BTC, up 4%. And we're printing more. I got that money back on the last one. We'll see if we can get another, I don't know, $100 to $200 there and continue the day. All right. You don't have to win every one, but look, it's likely we're going to win this short to the downside. Look at all that liquidity waiting for us at 94,000. So that's where I sit. That's where I stand. Let's get that money, baby. Let's go. Let it rain now. Starting to come down on us now. If you got it at the right time and held, you're still in the money now. Another winner there so far. But again, we'll count our chickens when they actually hatch, not after 1 second of the charts. Everybody, I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for being here. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. You can find out when I post my next video. Remember, if you want to jump on in to the trading group, Black Friday sale, link below. Hit that link. Fill out the form so I can give you a coupon code 24 hours before and give you an exclusive discount that you can't get anywhere else. Everybody, I love you. I appreciate you so much. Have no fear. Bitcoin going down creates opportunity. The price of Bitcoin was too high for a lot of people to ever own any Bitcoin. You know, now under 100K is a steal. If it goes under 90,000, it will be the greatest opportunity of a lifetime for a lot of people to gobble up some BTC. I love you. I appreciate you. I will see you throughout the day in the trading group. I'm not going to be, you know, I'm in and I'm there all the time. So I don't know how these other groups are, but I know how mine is, and I'm always around. So I love you guys. I appreciate you. And I'll see you, you know, in the trading group. Guys, I even have red pants on today. Look at this. I even got red pants on, all right, to match everything. So, all right, remember, wear pants if you're live streaming. I love you. I appreciate you. I'll see you all tomorrow. May God bless everybody. Have a good attitude on life. We're making gains of this short now, right? Don't be stressed. Learn something today. Today's your opportunity. Maybe there's a coin you were missing that you can get into. You know, don't use today to crop and be upset about some loss. Use today as a day to go after your dreams, make it happen, and find opportunity. You are the opportunity. Today has to be the day that you find something that creates opportunity out of your life. There's going to be a reason. Today, I found a way. I was able to teach people how to short the market, how to show them how the 200 worked. We were able to show them that because if it didn't short today, I wouldn't be able to see that, right? So that was an opportunity for me and for you to learn. We had a blast together, and may many, many, many more blasts come our way. I love you all. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the trading group. You never know. I might be live tonight. You never know what happens. So I'll see you guys all in the trading group. May God bless you all. Thank you so much for your time, your most precious asset, which is your time. Without each and every one of you, I have no show. I know that. I work so hard and diligently to make sure that I provide value for you. Bitcoin at 95,164. The short is printing 8% now. You are in gains. That thing is starting to rip to the downside like we read about. All right. And then even the other coins are starting to kind of take a bit of a fall. So we'll see. You panic sell. Where are you? You got to have a long-term plan to get through this market. And that's how it works. Everyone, I love you. I appreciate you. I will see you tomorrow. May God bless you. Thank you.